All right, we are in chapter 10. We're going to cover parametrics, polar and vector equations. And we are in part A here of the packet. And this is just called a quick sheet here for parametrics. It's going to give you some of the notation you're going to see. Parametric has an x variable, a t variable, and a y variable. So it really deals with the idea of shooting something out of a cannon, because we want to know how long it's going to take for the cannonball to go. We need to know the horizontal distance according to time that cannonball is traveling, and then the vertical distance for that cannonball as well, to make sure it's going to go over the wall and hit our target. We have our derivative notation similar. You can use the x prime notation or the dx dt notation. The vector notation of a parametric, you're going to see these side brackets here. All right, that's how you're going to notice that they're vectors. To figure out a position for the x coordinate, right, you're going to have your starting value for the x coordinate, and then you're going to integrate the change, and then that'll give you your final resting place there. Our speed, you can see it is a variation here of the distance formula, or the length, or Pythagorean theorem, however you want to consider it. Your total distance traveled, right? This looks like our length equation. Here we're integrating speed. Again, speed, we don't care what direction you're traveling. We just care that you're moving in a direction. So if you integrate velocity, right, you're going to get back to your distance traveled. And we're calling it speed because we don't care about the direction. The slope of the tangent line, so if you're considering your dy dx, now we've got to introduce this dt notation. It's going to be your dy dt over dx dt, and if you simplify this complex fraction, it does return back to dy dx. Acceleration is our double primes like normal, and by default we're moving to the right when x prime is positive, and we're moving up when y prime is positive. All right, so this activity on part B, it just goes with the idea of, do you understand what the question is giving you? That's it. That's all we're really trying to do. And you're going to recognize the idea of what they usually ask and how often they ask it. So what's going to be a common question, and what's going to be maybe a stretch question or a not so frequent question. Okay, so you can see that it's asking you to go through the next FRQs and see what comes more frequently. So if you want to make tally marks here in the chart, from looking through, what do you notice? And this is just personal observation. Like, this is just, you need to go ahead and do this. I can't do this for you and write it down for you and you just copy it. All right, go back. What do you notice about the exam activity? And this is something, if we were in class, right, we would talk about this in small groups. So you can see patterns. Maybe if somebody points something out to you, you can realize that every FRQ is out of 9. So how many points do you think is going to be allocated for each of the parts? All right, what connections do you make to particle motion that we've already learned? And what new ideas are really being presented here? Previous slide here, I'm going to make a tally mark here on speed. We would come back and we would make a tally here on total distance. Go back through, look at these questions, and write down what you think and be ready to share some ideas. All right, thanks. Okay, so all you're really doing is going through here and say, okay, this part A is asking for the speed. So if I back up to the, all right, and then from here I see I have 4 parts here. So how many points do you think would be allocated for part A? And now they're asking for total distance. So, and same, how many points do you think would be allocated there? And then we're going to repeat this process for the next question. And again, look, we've got speed and acceleration in the same part of the question. Slope of the tangent line, position of the particle, total distance. Same time here. Is there a horizontal movement, left or right? So that means, do I have a positive velocity? Find the slope, find the x-coordinate, find the speed, find the distance. So hopefully you're noticing I'm saying a lot of the same words. So take over and over again. Find the x-coordinate, the line tangent, find the time the speed is. Again, we're going to find speed and do something with it. And then the total distance. Find the position, find the slope, find the speed, find the total distance. Look at it, find. It's all, just copy it, That's how it's going to go. So not asking you to complete these. I haven't taught you how to do it. I just want to make sure you realize what they're asking for, so that it is very important that you understand those terms and how to go through this process.